14th of November 2016 saw the huge earthquakes here in North Canterbury. Today the Farmer's Voice is going to do two videos on the effects it had on Dave and Rebekah Kelly's farm and how they're moving forward since that earthquake.
There's a certain amount of just survival in the first year. I'd say it took 12 months before we moved out of that survival mode. Our kids have been pretty good. We've been involved in the process of surviving and making plans for our future. It was really interesting having been through droughts and having been through times where markets are really crap, that this was a scenario that we were both struggling with, and so it became a real fight that both of us had to just be battling with the emotions and spending time sharing those emotions and being kind to yourself is bandied around, but really we did have to be kind and just let ourselves feel those emotions and be a listening ear. We couldn't solve problems for each other, but we could listen to each other.
I think the first thing you've got to do in these events is protect your income, because that's probably the biggest disaster, is when these things roll on to the financial performance. Now, income is obviously different to expenses. If the income comes in, then you can actually spend the money to repair your land. And so November was sort of entering the revenue period. A lot of our money is probably generated in January, so there were things that we had to do. Like, we couldn't move livestock around the farm. We had to bulldoze cracks, we had to level paddocks, just so that our animals actually had safe access to things like yards. And we also had to tiptoe because the land was still unstable, and we couldn't obviously put people in uncompromising positions. Farming's a great industry and a good business to be in, and it's worth reinvesting in for the future. We're not jumping over hurdles that previous generations haven't jumped over themselves. They're obviously a little bit different, but they gutsed it out, and I think we can draw from that behind us, that that hopefully in time people will look back and we might not get the pat on the back now, but we might get it in 30 years, and that's a big driver, I think, of family farms.
Rebekah and Dave Kelly were obviously very strong people. The earthquake made them even stronger. What we're going to look at in the next video of the Farmer's Voice is what they're going to do to make sure that they have a strong platform for the future generation.